What it do, my lovely baby boobs? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Hidden Truth Tarot. We're gonna get back at it with just some random messages. It is late here, so I'm just gonna pull 3 cards, and these are gonna be our piles. All right. So the first card we got is the Queen of Cups. Pile 1. Pile 2 is gonna be the Knight of Wands, and pile 3 we have the Strength card. Whatever pile you feel drawn to is going to be your pile. All right, so let's get into it. Queen of Cups, pile 1. I'm getting this energy of sitting. Spirit wants you to do some more time and sit with yourself, pile 1. There's an energy of like your feminine energy coming in. I don't know if you guys have been too much in your masculine, or at least trying to control something recently, or at least trying to pull something in your favor. And Spirit is really reminding here that the Queen of Cups doesn't really have to force to make movement, to make things shake. All right. She has persuasion. She has influence with the moon behind her, but she's kind of trusting in that energy to move in her favor. Pile 1. Spirit is like really wanting you to trust something, even though you're having a hard time trusting it. It feels like to me that your intuitive abilities might be kicking in. So you might think like, oh, my intuition. And your intuition might not necessarily be wrong, but the outcome in the energy is what's wrong. You know what I mean? So, for example, maybe you think someone's cheating. There could be some cheating, but not in the infidelity way, right? Some type of unfairness, some type of inequality, unbalancedness. I feel like this person's trying. It's like whatever you're trying to place on somebody else, or whatever energy that you are trying to bring forward, like trying to find some truth in. Spirit is saying like the truth is when you're not looking for it, because there's nothing to be found. All right, I really do feel that heavily here. Pile 1's 9 of Cups, because I do feel like you guys are ruining your own peace trying to look for answers, and some of you might be just used to that energy, right? Being in survival mode, always looking for the pen to drop. As I'm like zoning in and I'm looking at my face, I'm like Spirit is saying to me that you guys notice every single detail, but not every single detail needs to be observed, if that makes sense. Not every single detail needs to be paid attention. Yes, awareness is key. So Spirit is not saying not to be aware, not to be perceptive of the energies around you, but let's not internalize it to the point where we're creating unfulfillment in our own life, manifesting things in our own life for the sake of I need to be right, or I feel something. Sometimes you may feel something and it might not be exactly what you're picking up, even though you felt it. Some of you, this could be like communication with someone, because I just got a text message. So some of you could be having some miscommunication, maybe Mercury retrograde, could be significant. Maybe you guys are dealing with gossip, or like an energy where it's like a person and another person. It could be a love situation as in a third party, but this could just be a feeling like, you're not being heard, or you're not being seen, or feeling like, something's happening. I don't know. I'm kind of getting the scenario as well. Like, you might think 2 people are in cahoots and they're not really in cahoots. I know this feels like anxiety, pile 1. I'm not gonna lie. We do have the Hierophant, so y'all trying to be the teachers right now, and which makes sense, and taking lead. All right, so maybe you had to do that in your childhood and your adolescence, because I always like to say that Hierophant forms us. So there had to have been something that has been forming in your head, pile 1, where you think that like, I need this, I need to do this, I need to do that. Some of you could have really strong Saturn placements, as in like karma, Capricorn, Aquarius. I'm like tightening up my shirt, but it feels like Spirit's like telling me that you guys don't let things slip, or you don't like to feel like things are slipping. So if things are inconsistent, if things are unbalanced, if things are not in a vibration and make you feel safe, it's going to make you feel like something's going on. And for some, this could be stuff going on. It's just not what you're thinking. Like, it's not what you're intuitively picking up. The King of Wands. Okay, so this is confidence. Spirit feels you guys. The King of Wands kind of just does what he feels to be true, and I think that's like saying like how the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups can be in the same position. They both sit in powerful positions, but this brings me back to the example, pile 1, when I mentioned that The Queen of Cups don't gotta do anything to make anything shake. The King of Wands feels like he has to prove a point to be heard, right? So I need everybody to like me. I gotta be the loudest in the room. I gotta be the most charismatic. If I feel like someone's being deceptive, I'm gonna call them out, even though I should just let the energy play for itself, because what does Spirit say? Rotten fruit will always fall on its own. It's like some of you are very proud and upfront and open about injustices or things that you feel are weird, and Spirit is saying that's fine, but understand that you guys kind of make yourself, it's like, what does Spirit say, that phrase, when you make an assumption, it makes an ass out of you. It's like when you guys put yourself out there sometimes, especially when you feel like something's falling apart or something's falling down, this is where sometimes you guys get jolted, or this is where you guys get caught up. So there could be some shadow work within that as well, because my nose is itching, right? Some of you are not necessarily quote unquote wrong. It's just the way you go about it. I do feel like that feminine of being silent sometime and not so reactive and explosive can really do in your favor, because even if you're right, guess what? People are going to be drawn to you naturally. You didn't have to do anything about it, because the story, the rivers, the water told on the situation itself, pile one. So that's kind of what I'm getting. Allowing the energy to balance itself out without you feeling like you need to do something, because I get that energy, because we do have the King to the Queen of Wands, and this is that masculine to the feminine, right? Spirit's asking you to sit back right now. Even with the Queen of Wands, even if she knows she's right in a situation, she's just gonna sit back and be confident. Now she's in reverse, now that's a different story, right? Spirit wants you to find the balance in between your King of Wands and your Queen of Wands, because some of you are finding yourself in situations or putting yourself in placements that are places, I should say, that are fucking up your happiness for no goddamn reason. Page of Wands reversed because of this fear, or this I have a feeling. Okay, there is a difference from your anxiety, your intuition, and that inner knowing. And one thing I like to say, part one, before we end this reading, is that some of you might get the High Priestess a lie. So it's like, yes, I know. The High Priestess, I always like to say, guys, the High Priestess never said she knew. She just knows. She holds a lot of information that most don't, but she never said she knew. She has a feeling, an inner knowing, right? That is our higher self talking, right? But she doesn't know until the energy is presented. But it's almost like someone, it's like, when they say psychics can't predict the lottery or money being won, but they can let you know when you're abundant. They're going to let you know if you're going to be successful. That is what the High Priestess is. She never tells you what it's going to be. I mean, sometimes she can, right? She can tell you that you're successful, but she never said you're going to win the lottery. She didn't say, you know what I mean? It's like finding that middleman between your intuition and getting kind of caught up here, because I feel like some of you could be ruining relationships or connections or platonic friendships where it feels like people are on your side pile one, but you're over here Hierophant looking for some type of problem. And that makes sense. Like I said, this feels like a wound that could have been brought up through upbringing. Pile 1, that's going to be the end of your reading. We are going to get into pile numero 2. Hello, pile 2. Welcome on in. You guys chose the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. Some of y'all been on your phone. I don't know why immediately when I'm hearing pile 2 is that you guys got shit that you could be taking action, or you're missing out on opportunities because you're not taking action. And how is taking action, right? I don't always mean like taking action as, oh my god, I gotta do this and I have to do that. Some of you could be that simple of like, you're scrolling on your phone, meanwhile you should be posting content. You're looking at love relationships and love advice, meanwhile you should be kind of taking care of your life, something like that. Sneezing could be significant. Maybe that could be a confirmation for you. Alright, the Nine of Wands here is telling me that you guys have something that Spirit is asking you not only to take action on, but these are things that you probably need to have been doing for a long time. I feel like you guys kind of been distracting yourself a little bit, because it's almost making me feel like you guys, because Spirit is showing me like doom scrolling or this energy of escapism. So however you choose to escape, it can be in simple ways such as scrolling on your phone, being avoidant, telling myself I'll do it tomorrow, I want to make content, but it's like you guys are missing money, you're missing opportunities, and some of you are missing like a grand transformation where it could bring you into a different spot in your life because you're so afraid. Some of you could just be as simply like, I need to stop thinking so negatively. I need to leave that ex alone. I need to, why do I keep on? Because you got to keep in mind, this is energy that's already been sitting with you here, pile 2. This doesn't feel like this is something that's been accumulated, nor is it something that is arriving, as in like future-wise. This feels like energy that you've already been sitting with. Page of Wands, and Spirit wants you to get more fucking excited. Like, I don't know, some of you have things you want to do. Some of you want to travel, but don't think it can happen. Some of you want to go back to school and thinking that can happen, but it's leaving you in this distraction. Some of you, for example, like Spirit's giving me small examples of like some of you need to go get your motherfucking license, but you think you're too old, and that you being 28, 30, 25, 22, however old you are, you think that that's it's like it's too late for you to get it because you're so, you know what I mean? There is an energy where Spirit is reminding you probably too that whatever this energy is, one, you got to take responsibility, right? Because some of you are stagnating. Okay, I'm going to be honest. You are stagnating your own progress for the sake of thinking that you can't do it. Well, there is that. I want to be a model, but I don't think I'm pretty enough. I want to be a singer, but everyone's singing. It's like you're making this excuse of why you shouldn't be doing something, even though you're watching everybody do it. So, like I said, some of you could be on TikTok and there's things that you want to pursue, but you're watching that person on your For You page. Pursue it. You guys are on YouTube getting these readings and looking at all these people express and do all these things that you wish you could do. But it's like you're watching everybody else live the reality you could be living, pile 2. And Spirit is just being honest here, because I do feel like you've been kind of sitting in an illusion here with the Page of Wands of not seeing that. It's almost like you're thinking that it's okay. Spirit said, no, it's not okay. We need you to get vibrant, get excited, get hyped up, and put yourself in the position that you want to be. But it's not going to happen by itself. You know what I mean? Some of you need to get back into some creations and passions. Yeah, the Death card, like I said. Some of you are meant to be places and you're too busy sitting on your fucking thumbs and twiddling them. Waiting for the right time. Spirit said the time is now. Whatever this looks like to you, because I feel like pile 2, this could be different. Some of you guys could be in all ranges of ages and in all different experiences and aspects of your life. Some of you are young and trying to figure it out. Some of you are old and think it's too late. Some of you are in that middleman thinking like, what am I going to do? Spirit says you guys know what you want to do, but you need to stop letting everybody else live for you. It's like Spirit's giving me mad examples. Like, you could be that person that goes to work and go home every day. Your life is not meant to just get up to go to work and go home. You know what I mean? Spirit wants you to find that in between of the things that you really, truly want to go after and the things you truly want to do. Because for one, pile 2, if you do this, a lot of you are not going to be living those same lifestyles that you're currently living or doing the same things that you're currently doing. You're going to find yourself in a different spot. But for some reason, I don't know, I'm kind of getting here that like some of you think it's too late or something like that. Yeah, 2 of Cups in reverse. Some of you guys are watching friends and family members and people that you grew up with. Seem like they figured it out and I don't know, if it's like you are in this energy of comparing yourself and asking myself, why am I not there? You might have not gotten the same tools as these people, but you have the same opportunities, and that's what Spirit always wants to share. Okay, collective? Like, you guys might have not been given the same tools as in like, oh, I had a great childhood and my family loved me and everything was great, that opened the doors and they blah, blah, blah. But you still have the same opportunity. So show up for yourself and don't be fearful of that. And if this has to be my confirmation for you, pile 2, do it. Some of you guys have been selling yourself short. Some of you have amazing things that the world is just waiting for you to literally shine your light and be a beacon of light and access to. But if you don't do it, nobody else going to do it. If you don't shine your light, no one will shine it for you, pile 2. The Page of Swords. And some of you need to stop listening whatever, if it's like this anxiety, this inner negative voice, whether it's other people, whether this is social media and they're trying to tell you like, oh, you're a bum if you're still living with your mom at 25, but like, it's like stuff like that. I feel like you're getting too caught up in the propaganda of what you think you should be doing, how you should be living your life, but there's no right or wrong way. Pile 2, if you're living your life for you. What did Hannah Montana say? That could be significant as too. Life's what you make it, so let's make it right. 'Cause you decide. You decide, pile 2. Ace of Wands. And the time is now. Like, if you guys are, like, Spirit saying, when I say the time is now, time is not running out, but Spirit is saying, like, if you needed a confirmation of doing it, the time is now. You weren't running out of time. You didn't waste time. Everything happened in your life aligned to this moment for a reason. Okay? For a reason. The 5 of Cups. But we need to break out of these things of feeling like we can't have it or we can't do it or it's too late. And 2 of Swords, we also have to get out of our own self-sabotage. And see clearly. Because pile 2, you know what this energy is for you and how it looks like in your life. Okay? 9 of Pentacles. Yeah. Some of you need to get out of, maybe you're still around people or things that kind of hinder you, and that's why you think like this. Like, some of you guys have outgrown things and you're still around that, whether that's friends, family, and people. That's another thing. Some of you might actually need to do a clean or a cleanse of energies that you currently have in your space, because like these people, whether it's like they're not on the same wavelength as you, or it's like they're keeping you in a mentality that you think that you have to be in when you don't. Okay? Alright, pile 2. So this is going to be the end of your reading. And we'll see you in a future one. Right, pile 3. Welcome on in. You guys choose the Strength card, but you're going to get right into this reading. It's funny. I just noticed that all cards had like a moon on it. Spirit is really tapping into these messages, so I feel like I'm gonna tap. I'm probably gonna title this a reading of like what your higher self wants you to know, because it feels like to me all of the piles are kind of here. They're connected, but they're getting clouded in some type of instance, and Spirit is just like reminding. There's a reminder here, and that might be what it is here with the Strength card here with you, pile 3, reminding you of your strength, reminding you that you're protected, reminding you that you are abundant in your stable. Like, I don't know, the Strength card is saying that you guys have probably been through a lot, or it feels like it has, or maybe the Strength card is feeling like it's kind of like pile 1, but I feel like pile 1 is more anxiety driven. If this feels more like survival mode, kind of this energy, kind of like pile 1, maybe you resonate with pile 1, pile 3, of this energy of always looking for the ball to drop. But I feel like this is because you guys actually been through some shit. All right, the Strength card is telling me that life has not been easy. I feel like a lot of you have been submitted to what we call death, whether that is like you literally have watched a lot of things and things that you care about die or transform, or just you just have been through a lot of endings, and Spirit, and it's like a part of you is asking like, damn, like, when are these endings going to stop? Never. No, I'm playing. I'm not playing, but Spirit is trying to give you, it's funny how we have the 10 of Swords in the back of the deck. Spirit is really trying to share that with you. Like, death is like a flower, right? It's forever blooming. And that's exactly what I'm, like the energy, like death never dies. Energy never dies. That's what I'm hearing Spirit say as I'm channeling this message, because I feel like some of you are thinking like, oh my God, all I gotta do is just get over this mountain, Miley Cyrus, to climb. I just gotta get through this one last thing. Everything, I've been through so much. Everything's gonna be okay. And although everything's gonna be okay, Spirit is reminding you that this is not gonna be your only, like, your last death, pile 3. And some of you need to learn to accept that, because death is not a bad thing. I know you guys could have lost a lot, and I do give you the biggest hug and kiss if you have been going through a tougher energy. But death is going in It's going deeper. It's seeing how everything can connect energetically, right? So Spirit wants you to think about all your experiences. Think about everything that you've been challenged with, even though you didn't ask for it. How has it made you stronger? How has it made you wiser? How has it given you the armor that you have today? You know, because I want to say pile 3. I know it sounds so silly to say, like, oh my God, because no one, you know, I already hear, nobody asks for trauma, nobody asks for pain. Trust me, I totally feel you. But it does give you a different perspective on the other side. And that's exactly what death is. The energy of the other side, the veil, the things that we can't see. But is it bad? No. Is it tumultuous? Sometimes. Is it crazy? Sometimes. Is it chaotic? Sometimes. But it can also be beautiful. It can also be transforming. It can be liberating. It can be freeing if you allow yourself to look at endings in that aspect. Not everything that you have gone through when it feels like a loss, pile 3, has necessarily been a loss, even though it has felt like it physically. All right. So it feels like to me, some of you guys could work with Santa Muerte or just the energy of death. Some of you could be death doulas. The energy of death is just very significant. The number 13. Spirit needs you to get comfortable because you guys are meant to go deeper. You're meant to see more. And unfortunately, you have to go through things to see. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't have the strength, you wouldn't have the experience, you wouldn't have the training in which you have already found yourself to be in. You wouldn't find there's no way you would be able to hold those tools correctly or the way you think you can without having to experience these endings. I want to say, pile 3, that this is your superpower. So some of you could still be healing, or some of you could still be, like I said, there's this energy. That's why I said it's very different from pile 1 of like, this feels real, rather than anxiety that we're just a fear that we're afraid is going to happen. This feels like I'm actually afraid to go to sleep at night sometimes. I'm afraid of betrayal again. I'm afraid to trust. I'm afraid. Spirit doesn't want you to fear this energy. Pile 3. They want you to become friends with it. Because through these deaths, you're about to step into a whole new picture of light. And it's going to look a lot different from all the darkness that you've been already sitting in. And you're going to be a little bit confused because you've been going through so much. But Spirit is saying all because the light shows and things get lighter, that doesn't mean you won't experience another death. But it won't be like, I don't know. I kind of getting this energy that Spirit is trying to get you prepared, because I feel like you guys are about to get something that celebrates you. But you're the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Swords. It's like, yeah, fuck life. Oh yeah, all right. Money, love, yeah, right. And Spirit's like, yeah. I mean, you don't have to believe me, but we can't bring this in if you fear it, right? If you fear your darkness, if you fear your losses, because all of this energy has made you who you are, pile 3. Every piece, every broken, everything that you have faced has made you who you are today. Channel Wands in reverse. It's funny because Spirit is saying you guys are about to go through another death, 10-10. But it doesn't feel like it's going to be like the last one that you guys recently has gone through. It doesn't feel like it's going to be as harsh and heavy. And for some reason, not only are you guys thinking that you will go through something just as heavy, but it feels like you guys think it's going to be worse and that it's going to break you. For some of you, you're telling yourself, I can't go through another battle. What do you mean be comfortable in death, be comfortable in loss? I can't be I don't want to lose anymore. I can't take it. And Spirit wants you to get out of that judgment. Your hurt, your pain is valid. But your evolution, you're like a butterfly. You're like a butterfly going through a metamorphosis. Even though each phase of that caterpillar and it metamorphoses itself into the cocoon and it forms to the butterfly, I'm sure none of that experience is comfortable, right? I'm sure the caterpillar is in that cocoon like, what the fuck? I'm fucking breaking back. And the next thing you know, I'm a butterfly. I'm this whole new energy. And some of you guys are about to step into this. That's why Spirit needs you to like That's another thing about this death energy, and I think that Spirit is kind of going in a loop, but to keep it short, sweet, and simple, you guys are about to go into a new version of yourself. You guys are about to step into a whole new chapter for yourself. But Spirit says, don't mourn this past version of yourself that you're about to end, this loss, this ending, this chapter. Because this person made you who you are. And as things get lighter, if things get better, Spirit doesn't promise that you won't gain or you won't face another death. But they can promise you you're going to evolve even more. You're going to gain more stronger. Your energy is evolving at a beautiful pace, Pile 3. And you got to keep in mind, the Lord always says, I give my strongest battles to my toughest soldiers. Wow. I just got chills. The Lovers. And you have been pretty strong. So Spirit says you have accepted all of this pain or loss, or even this feeling of just death. Spirit says be open to love too. But we need you to go deeper, because without dark, you would not have this light. Without the tears you cried, Pile 3, you wouldn't have the empathy that you have. Without the nights that you spent taking care of other people, you wouldn't know how to show up and know how your energy and your choices can affect others. It's but there's burdens to that, there's burdens, there's a dual side to each coin. But your luck's about to change, and this is what Spirit wants you to get excited for. The Eight of Pentacles, the things that are going to be shifting in your reality. It's not going to be the same old story, and that's why Spirit wants you to get used to death, because the energy is not dying here for you, Pile 3. It's just transforming. It's going to look different, but it's never done. It's never gone, and neither are you. And that's going to be your testament. Some of you didn't. Some of you, there are people out there that didn't even think that you were going to be even alive right now. Being able to share your own testimony, be able to share your own testimony, whether it's that I'm speaking my truth, whether it's that I'm living my dream, whether it's that I just don't gotta deal with the things that cause me pain, right? It's you guys are going to be your own testament. You're going to be your own truth. And you guys are chosen ones. That's what I'm hearing. You're breaking cycles. You're breaking curses. You're breaking karma. And Spirit is watching you over your inner child is still playing. Because Spirit wants you to have fun. Spirit wants you to live your life. Spirit wants you to understand that it's not always so bad. But the Queen of Pentacles is, we see the moon. Sometimes that's hard when we've nurtured so many things that ended. We put so much energy into things that have brought death. But I want to remind you, Pile 3, death is not bad. It really isn't. And I really do feel like Spirit is getting you comfortable with that, because the world, it's all connected. In this new chapter, it's all connected through the things that you have experienced here on Earth. So be prepared. Some of y'all's life is about to change. It feels like this is a completion. That's why Spirit is saying, I'm hearing, ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Some of you lost a pet or someone you care about, and you just thinking that life is just not going to go on. It's funny, yeah. Love you, buddy. But all the tears that you cry, things are going to get easier. Things are going to get better. And Spirit is just sharing this message with you to give you some strength. All right. I'm getting teary-eyed because this is a very emotional message, and Spirit is allowing you to put your guard down a little bit. I don't mean put your guard down, but as in relax, breathe. You're safe. You're protected. You are fine. Pile 3. And the last card we have is the Seven of Cups, right? So Spirit wants you to get ready. I don't think you guys are expecting the shift in energy that's about to come for you. And some of you're going to be able to adapt to this easily and be able to have yourself transform into that butterfly. But some of you might actually be have a hard time with this change, because you've been so comfortable in one version of your life, of one version of death. And Spirit says, get ready for a new version. Get ready for a new energy. Get ready for a new, softer, Like I said, pile 1 could be significant for you too as well, because we did get pulled cards that did pop up in pile 1, the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. All right, this is almost like your soft girl, soft boy era. And wow, the King of Wands, less narcissistic, less negativity, less demanding, less abuse, less control. It's like you guys are going to be starting to feel more liberated out of this pain. But without this pain, you wouldn't have had this liberation. Okay, pile 3 is ending it off with pile 3. This is going to be your end of your reading. If you guys really enjoyed the piles, don't forget to hit that like, comment, something, and also subscribe. And I'll see you guys in a future one.